Merry Christmas, everyone, and I hope the season's been jolly with you.
Yep. Happy holidays and all that lot.
It's Who's Your Anime? Or Who's That Anime, even? With your host,
It is.
Stephen Collin.
Those names are correct.
We are within this episode, like Charlie Sheen.
I laugh because I was about to say, I think the only reason you got our names right was that they were written there, but there's a very big logo that says the name of our podcast between it. And we've been doing this for nearly 3 years.
Yeah. I was ad-libbing, and it didn't quite work this week.
It's fine. So yeah, we thought it could be a bit of fun to do something a little bit different. We have previously done some different films. I think have we ever done a discussion episode before, Colin? I don't know that we have.
Yeah.
Did we?
Last New Year, I think.
What did we do for that?
I think reminisced over the seasons, but never ranked anything.
Ah, well, we're going a step further this year for Christmas.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a few things. Firstly, we're gonna try and agree on rankings for all of our different seasons. We've now done 12 seasons, so that's 12 different shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, what I'd like to try and do is try and agree on a top 3 shows and a worst show.
Not gonna happen.
If we can't agree, we'll stick to personal lists. But we'll see where we get to.
It's ain't happening. Ain't happening.
So do you want to take this in order, starting from the beginning, or do you want to take it from the end and go back?
We should
For any of those, I guess, who haven't seen this before, essentially the idea here is to apply these in the ranking table here, like S rank being the best, D rank being the worst.
Yeah, because games. I think games is the only reason S rank is there.
Cause Devil May Cry.
Not the element. Just any like game is like, oh, you achieved S rank plus.
I always remember it from Capcom games like Resident Evil and Devil May Cry.
Yeah. It's certainly that, but I think it was some. It's in other games too now. Anyway, yes.
Right. So do you want to start at the start?
We'll start at the start because that's the best place to start.
Fair.
We're not
so Golden Boy. The whole reason we even did this podcast.
Yes, because you watched that one scene where he drowns in the swimming pool, only to later to find that it was a horrendously perfect episode.
Well, the thing is that we talked. I think we talked about because this was during the height of the pandemic and we were locked down, and I think we talked about like doing something in that time. And what we kind of eventually came to was, oh, maybe we should talk about anime. We both like anime. And originally the show had started off with, let's talk about really bad anime. And our first 2 seasons, like if you've been with us for a while, you'll notice that we have a pattern. We do a season, and then we do a palette cleanser, then we do a season, then we do a palette cleanser. We did not do a palette cleanser in between our first 2 seasons.
Yeah, we changed the format slightly at that point.
Because our entire existences were brought into question after just the first 2 seasons. And focusing on what is categorically bad anime. However, one of the things I think that's interesting about it is that we did in fact choose Haruhi Suzume because of the Endless Eight.
Yeah, we chose it,
which was notorious in the anime community.
Yeah, it was notorious. But then we had to watch 2 seasons to get to that point.
We did. And then we watched the movie.
Yeah.
And I think the movie for me it was likely the turning point of like man, there's some really good stuff out there that I haven't seen.
Mhm.
And also, there's only so much time in life. Maybe we should watch some good stuff as well.
Yeah, but I try to bring it back sometimes
Occasionally.
because we got to remember our place.
Yeah,
By
you gotta go back to it sometimes, you know.
you got to go back to the crap to know that the stuff that you actually like is the good stuff.
True. So that being said,
Golden Boy.
let's get a temperature check here, Colin. Where do you think this is going?
Golden Hot Boy is smoking hot.
Uh,
No,
beginning with a D.
I don't think. I would probably. I think
I
it would be a C.
is it? Mm,
I don't think it's the worst thing we ever watched.
uh, n- no, that's true. I know what is. I think you're right. Okay, I tell you what. Let's just get this going.
Uh-huh.
I think that's fair. Let's put that in at a C for now, and let's see how this looks
Yeah.
when we start getting more on the go here.
Mhm.
So right now we've got one on the board, and that's Golden Boy at C rank.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
next up, let's talk about ghost stories.
Yeah, Ghost Stories, the now infamous anime, because I think it potentially flew under the radar when it got released in English dub. Because
Well, did it have an English dub before the notorious English dub?
I know, I believe it
Or
was.
did it only get an English dub because of that English dub?
I think so. I think I don't even know who did the English dub because that's like the official English dub. The
Yeah.
story of it goes that they started to do the English dub, and then they're like, "Oh, holy shit, this is boring as shit. Can we put our own twist on it?" And so, you're like, yeah, as long as you keep like kind of the premise of the episode and the names.
Yeah.
I believe that's the story that I heard, and is Chinese whispering it, as it were.
Well,
Am I allowed
so
to say that?
here's an interesting fact.
Mhm.
Here's the studio who did the dubbing
Mhm.
is a studio called Seraphim Digital, or ADV Studios. It was renamed in 2005. They of course were responsible for the dubbing in Ghost Stories. They also did the English dubbing for Battle Doll Angelic Lair.
Yeah.
And Azamanga Daioh.
Oh yeah. We
What
still
else
got
have
to
we
watch
got
the
in
rest
here?
of the Azumanga Dial.
Oh, that'll be. Oh, they also did the English dub for Elfen Lied and Gantz.
Yeah. So
Okay, so they're actually capable of some good work then.
I mean, they just took ghost stories and try and run with it with a gag. It was just
Well, I suppose that's the thing is what we should say is that the reason Ghost Stories is even talked about is because the dub is absurd. It is racist and weird and just downright mental.
yeah,
And the reason that dub exists in that state is because what they got was an incredibly mediocre anime. It wasn't anything special. It was nothing interesting.
yeah. That's the way they were. It was put across. Now I watched the Japanese. Oh, we didn't really talk much about Golden Boy except from you watched this one thing and then realized that this was a horrible episode.
That's true. I should probably say the thing I did watch, as you said, was him kind of drowning while trying to swim. But it was the bit that cemented it for me with something I wanted to watch was after he had finished drowning, said, "How do you like my swimming?" And after that, I was sold. So
Yeah, but it's It's like the first episode. I think you liked the first episode where he was just walking up to the mafia boys and going, "I'm going to show you, guys," and then they just like look at him with an evil stare. It's like, nope.
There were elements of incredible comedic timing in that show, and yeah, that was one of them where he like looks as if he's going to deal with the guys, and he takes a step forward and just turns down the alley
Yeah,
instead of dealing with the problem.
and
Which
then
is just yeah, it's incredible.
then just notes everything down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Golden Boy is sexist and disgusting and perverse, but funny in places.
yeah.
Ghost Stories is funny, maybe for not the right reasons.
Fine. Fine for all the non-political correctness.
Well, Leo.
Do you not have
Is
that
one
still?
of my biggest memories. I do have that somewhere, yeah.
You not got this. You had a soundboard with it on it.
We had a soundboard at one point, but then after several computer upgrades, that went away.
All right, that's fair.
So where do you see Ghost Stories on this list, Colin?
I mean,
I'll be honest here. I'd be quite upset if I'll be quite upset if it's anything other than a D.
well, I laughed. It was there to make a laugh.
Yeah, it's not good though.
It's
It's not good.
it's like a shock thing. It's like watching Borat or Ali G, where he's just
But it,
blatantly saying some shite or doing some shite just to fucking get a reaction out of you. That's what that
but they were
is.
those shows were clever.
They were. I never saw anything clever, and they were just like, oof. Actually, I never watched Borat. I don't really like. It's just too
Sacha
cringe.
Baron Cohen.
It's just too cringe.
Yeah, I struggle.
I
struggle.
It's like Top Gear, the British Top Gear, with the trio. They can take it sometimes too far. Like there was an episode once where, even though it's all like scripted and but they were about to like drive these people to the wedding and something like that. And they got James May to chauffeur the bride, I think, and he's always notoriously getting lost and going late, and he was like so late, and it's like, oh my god, I can't watch that. That's like apparently their special day, and these guys are we're going to do it, and
let's ruin it.
It's just too cringe. It's just.
Well, despite the occasional thing that made me laugh in Ghost Stories, it did not outweigh the boredom. The sheer boredom.
Yeah, alright, yeah. It's been a long time, and I've only remember the funny bits because I keep getting them put in my YouTube feed.
There was like one reasonably good episode in it.
Yeah, which episode was that?
It was like the ghost taxi driver one.
Yeah. Is that another one where the guy couldn't read the sign because it was in Japanese?
Yeah.
But he's a Japanese.
He is, yeah. Oh, I can't read that.
Oh, man.
I think this is a D.
Alright, we'll put it a D.
Right, okay. This is this is where it gets a bit more controversial, I think.
Yeah, these are 100% pretty much better stuff than those two shows. Well,
like
Golden,
there are ones that I know I can rank lower.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's the easy part. I think it's, for me, almost at this point, it's differentiating the cream from the cream of the crop from the also really good,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is tough.
yeah. So, Melancholy is Suzumiya and
Oh,
stories. I know where you're putting this one.
where do you think I'm putting this one?
S. S for Steven.
I I think I'd like to put it in S. So the background in that is you'd watched this one before, you'd watched Haruhi before,
I
and
watched
I don't
season
think you'd
one.
watched season 2. Yeah, you hadn't watched season 2.
I've
So we decided that we would just watch
also didn't watch
all
all
of
of
it.
season one,
Ah, okay.
I
So,
think.
but we watched through it in the broadcast order,
Yeah, I think it was broadcast order. The order where.
which was a mixture rather than chronological. It was the broadcast order, which is a mixture of how the episodes line up.
Yeah,
Um,
makes it really weird.
it does. What I will say is, I ended up liking this a lot more than I expected I would. Um, I do think that it is something quite special.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, However, what I will say is that I think it's the movie that really elevates it.
Yeah, so this is one of those ones that you feel like you need to watch. You need to watch the whole thing to make the movie
Yeah.
good. Because I watched the movie,
Uh,
I was like,
Not
oh,
having seen the whole thing.
not on. I haven't seen the whole thing, so I was kind of aware of what the characters, who the characters were, and what, but didn't fully understand what was happening in the movie. This disappearance of
Haruhi Suzume. Yeah,
Harry Suzume.
Suzumiya. I think, because the movie is no slouch. It's 2 hours and 43 minutes long. It's a long ass movie.
Yeah, we split that into
Uh,
2 episodes.
we did,
Yeah.
and I think to date, talking about that movie is the most fun I've had talking about something, because of how it related to the rest of the show, how it tied in, how it kind of changed the viewport, it changed the narrative a little bit in terms of like who was who in the relationships, and I think the movie is genuinely something absolutely special, way more, way better than the series, which is also very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like you say, is that I think you watch seasons 1 and 2, and I think they're really fun. Endless Eight is a bit of a slog, but it's still, like, I liked what they were going for.
Mm-hmm. There's a slog.
But then the movie is, yeah, it's a slog, and the movie is just, it's like I say, it's something quite special. I think they really, really did something incredible with that movie. I bought the soundtrack for it. I imported a CD from Japan to
Mm-hmm.
own that. I have requested the Blu-ray on my Christmas list this year. So, fingers crossed. I have just bought the Disappearance of Yuki Nagato, which is the other series. So, like, what it has done is brought me absolutely whole hog into that world, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What I do think, though, is I think like, unfortunately, there are parts of it that are not as good.
Yeah. There's episodes where it's like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
a thing. Ah,
and there are ones that are spectacular. So
yeah.
for me, as much as I think if I was classifying the movie as a thing that exists, having just watched the show, I think it's an easy S tier. Like, there's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you take of it as the sum of everything, I think it's lessened. So I would probably put it as an A rather than an S.
And So here's the thing. You did take note of the ratings that we did through the shows previously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question.
Did,
Where's that notepad?
where do you put that notepad?
Yeah, I know that the Endless Eight had very low scoring episodes.
There was 8 episodes. It literally repeated each other. Only added like maybe one extra part of the
Yeah,
change to the endless eight.
I know that I gave the one where they were making a computer game or playing a computer game in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
I gave that a 10. I remember giving that a 10 and being like, that was amazing. It was so much fun. And it's the first filler episode that had some weighting into the rest of the show. Like, it was the first time I'd seen something where it was like, that was an episode of filler. But there was a couple of bits in that where it was like, oh, that's important. That's an important detail. I should remember that. Um, and I remember just having a lot of fun with it. And it's the first filler episode where I was like, oh, that was like, I genuinely enjoyed that, even though it was something, extraneous to the rest of the narrative.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
think the characters are they're all very good in it as
They
well.
are.
So
I mean, this is one of the first of the kind of good animes that we watched. Um,
how do you feel? Where's your mind taking you? I take it you're surprised. Like you're surprised. Obviously, mine's not an S tier, but
um, I wasn't going to rate that high anyway. Uh, it's good. I like it. I don't know if I got anything on S tier in here,
oh,
but I'm very melancholy on things.
that's okay.
Like for example, Ghost Stories, I could probably put that at C because I find it's funny.
Oh no!
I don't have to have it as a D. It was enjoyable to watch to a degree, but it was like, holy shit, did they get away with that?
But percentage wise, how enjoyable was it? Like, how often did you laugh out of the 16 or however many? In fact, however many episodes it is in the whole show, 20
Yeah, I think there was 20 odd.
or 24. Yeah,
No,
like
I think it was 20. I think one didn't get aired.
we covered that. We did 4 episodes per episode in that one because
Oh
there
yeah,
was so little to talk about.
yeah, yeah. So much to watch though. Yeah, no, actually, it is a D.
That's
It
true.
is a D.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to rate things bad or good.
S-
Um,
So Haruhi, where you at?
I can agree. It was enjoyable to watch. It's the twists, the turns, the hilarity, the insanity, and the movie. The movie was a good movie.
Yeah,
It made things and yeah, yeah. I agree
yeah.
with A because A goes alright with it.
I think that it's as far as movies of anime shows,
Mm-hmm.
it is hands down, and miles away from every other one I've ever watched.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it just doesn't compare to like I like Dragon Ball, and there are hundreds of movies, but the movies are never that great. They're fine.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So are you talking about like movies that's been which are
Yeah, movies of shows.
movies or shows
Yeah,
and not the
yeah,
standalone
yeah. Like
movies?
not like as a standalone movie, I think it would rank very high as well. Like, but obviously there's a bit of homework to it. But enjoyment wise, like it's up there
It was
for me.
it was
It's
alright
like
when I watched it, yeah. Originally,
yeah.
because I think it was on Netflix or somewhere that I
Mm.
watched it. Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay,
we're-
Lane.
yeah, nice oldie there.
Oh, this is one of my. Well, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but this is one of the ones where it was like my foray back into the world of anime in my teens, my late teens.
Yeah,
Um, I really like this show.
it's a good show. It's there. It's intrigued. It's kind of still kind of relevant to the world at the moment.
It does a very good job of somehow being relevant, as you say. Like, it's almost impressive because
Yeah,
this is like what 1998, and the kind of conversations they're having around our existence, artificial intelligence, connection between humans. Um, those are questions we're still asking now.
yeah. Yeah, there's even more so now because like AI is here.
Yeah. Oh
What
yeah.
what was I? Oh, yeah. I started watching Good Night World, which is on Netflix.
All right.
It's one of these ones where it's like a VR world where the people go in and play this game. But
Yep.
this synchro, this is it's like the lead character is in the real world is part of like a dysfunctional family, and they're all really shit each other. And he kind of just goes into the world to escape, and he has like these makes has made a online family
Mm-hmm.
in the virtual world, which just so happens to be his family.
Okay.
And then they start talking about this AI, this black bird comes into it, like they go, oh yes, the black bird. There's a 300 million reward for anyone that can destroy it. But then, and then suddenly it just goes fucking. It kind of goes mental at this point because this family is like maybe the best game players there is. They just like eat and drink and sleep and play the game, and uh, and then they get the black bird,
Mm-hmm.
and this straight out like white kills you in real life almost, and
Oh.
it's AI and
Oh
it's
dear.
infected, and the father of the family is actually like one of the lead designers of the game that they're playing, and he's been hunting this because he's made some AI constructs somewhere along the lines, and then he starts hunting all other AI constructs to weaken the blackbird. And if you get touched by the blackbird, it kind of affects your mind in real life.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's like the first four episodes is like, oh yeah, this is just like any other of these kind of like animes where you're just kids get trapped in the game or they just use this game to escape, and
Mm-hmm.
then boom, this thing just straight murks you in like real life and you die in the game, or like if it
Oh,
touches
it's
you in the game.
basically the Matrix.
Yeah. Oh. Aye. Anyway, that's what I was watching about AI. So back to Lane. But Lane is good, intriguing itself. I think I would probably put that as a B.
Hmm.
It is good, but
Uh,
I don't think it's good as some of the animes that's still there on that list.
I agree with that. Hmm. Let's skip that and go to the next one.
No, we've got to put it up there, man, and we'll rearrange it
Uh,
later. Looking
I don't know. I was gonna suggest an A.
on A.
I don't think it's quite. I don't think it's quite S tier.
Oh,
I do
no.
think I do think it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It is the dubbing is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
The narrative is consistent and winding and intriguing. The characterizations are thought provoking and fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm going to stick this here in the B. Stick,
Put it in B. We'll come back to it.
yeah, Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, this is gonna win me a lot of fans. Um,
Are you saying C?
no. I like Cowboy Bebop. To be clear,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the characters. I enjoyed the world that they created.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love the show as much as I thought I would.
Yeah,
I didn't really enjoy the movie very much.
maybe it's a midpoint. It
Yeah,
was fun. It didn't really add
this is
to the story, but then
no.
at the same time, well, I suppose it's meant to be in between the last couple of episodes.
I mean, there are high points in that. The first and last episode of Cowboy Bebop is some of the best television I've watched.
I think the one you rated 10 was like,
Uh,
well, what's his name in it?
it was the teddy bear bomber.
Yeah, where that was like the main person they were like after catch, but it wasn't part. He was just like a side character in the whole episode.
That
Where-
was so expertly written. Like, comedy is generally hard. I think getting comedy across one in animation can be quite difficult, but two, where you're localizing that,
Mhm.
even more impressive. But I really felt that that was like I say, is that I think the high points are really high. I think the characters are great. I think the dubbing is really good. The music is fantastic. Um,
Mhm.
like Heavy Metal Queen is another episode I remember really liking.
Oh yeah, you gave that 10, I think.
Like I think that there are ones where I was just like, this is really, really good.
Mhm.
But there was a lot where I was like, it's okay.
Yeah,
Like, it's fine. It's a show that has really high highs. No low lows,
yeah,
but like just kind of middling stuff.
yeah. You didn't like the alien take one where there was the
No.
weird food thing that came alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cowboy People is fine. I think I think it's like Firefly in my eyes, where
Yeah.
it's fine. It doesn't.
It's very striking, I think, because of the way it merges a lot of popular genre and the way it fuses things together.
Mhm.
It's incredibly stylistic. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
Like, so there's a lot to love here.
yeah.
Like, I can get that. I totally get that.
We'll put it in the B.
Where that's like it feels bad to say it, but like that's kind of my thing.
Your thing.
I think it's a B.
Yeah, I say it's B. I'm not.
Okay.
When I first
I
watched
appreciate
it,
that might be sacrilege to a
oh,
lot of people.
yeah, it's 20 years old. Well, but when I first watched it, I I turned off. I got depressed. I think I got depressed with the bouncy guy.
Yeah.
It was like, what? That just depressed the shit out of me, and then I never finished
Yep.
watching it. I don't
I forgot about that.
know, and that was way back in the early 2000s. But yeah, I think it'll be. It's good.
Yep.
Lane's good. I think Lane and Cowbell kind of are a similar vibe. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
There's some episodes in Lane that maybe aren't
They're not as good.
as good. Same with Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so this is taking us on to School Days.
Oh.
That is a rough ride.
So I know we watched that one because you were like,
It was Valentine's Day. We started watching that.
yeah, it was. So here's my, again, like, unpopular opinion. I know this show gets a lot of stick.
I don't know if it gets stick. I think it. I don't know. Maybe it does. I had not really looked up on it.
But
It's a shock value.
it is. What I think about it is that it is awkward,
Mm.
uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It made me angry because, but I think, like, you know, It's that for a show that was obviously it was a game as well, right? So
Yeah, I
uh
think it was an H game.
so it for something that's written about teens, I think it portrays the attitudes well. They are, they're making poor choices or uninformed choices. They're not thinking things through, and like these are things I remember, mistakes I remember making. There are things that I did that I regret, and I like, you see a lot of yourself in your years at school and these sorts of things. But when it goes off the rails, it is just, oh man.
I mean, is that just the ending that goes off the rails, or are you talking about like other beats in the show?
I mean, I think the ending is the true like the train has not just left the station; it's been catapulted out the other side.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
just catapult out the train, not like launch into orbit.
I mean, it might be on its way to the moon.
Yeah.
I think that the thing about it is that I don't think it's nearly as bad as the kind of. I think people always talk about it because of the scenes of shock value,
Oh,
and as you should, because wow,
yeah,
like it is shocking,
it is. It is.
like truly, truly horrifying.
Yeah, it's 100% not like a a gentle stroll in a nice summer breeze. It's
No,
like
it is
stepping
full on
out.
discomfort.
It's like stepping out into a billion degrees sun and just getting your eyeballs scorched. It's like that. That's how shocking it is.
So what I'm gonna say is
Uh-huh.
I think it's a C.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think it's closer to a B than it probably has any right to be.
All right.
But I don't think it's on the same level as Lane or Cowboy.
Oh, 100% it's not up there.
But
See,
I do think it's a C. I don't think it's a D.
no. It is it's 100% more entertaining than half the episodes in Ghost Stories.
Oh,
It's just entertainment in the sense of like, why have I watched this? Why have I
God,
watched
I hate this.
yeah.
To be fair, to its credit, I don't think there was a dull episode. I don't remember watching having little to say.
I think there was a few dull episodes, man. I just think there's episodes that maybe left you speechless because it's like,
Oh,
oh god, what are you doing, Mikato?
it,
What are you
it
doing?
really is so much. It's so much to take in. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I do think it's a C. I definitely it's not. I do think it is much better than it has any right to be because I think it actually is. It's obviously in a very extreme point of view, but I think it takes like a kind of sensibilities and attitude thing, and really sort of puts a magnifying like magnifies them in a way that is quite shocking. So
yeah.
yeah, it's good. It's good. I enjoyed watching it, and I like maybe I won't ever watch it again. So
That's what I said, and then I watched it with you, or watched it because of you. Cause you?
if we ever get like a third person to do this show, we should just do it again. Just
it's
take the person through it as a rite of passage.
it is it is a rite of passage anime. It's like
Yeah.
it's like two girls, one cup. What's a rite of
Oh god.
passage?
I thought you were gonna say like Legend of the Overfiend or Ninja Scroll or
No,
or Fist of the North Star or
no. They were good.
yeah,
They were actually, in fact, it's like that list, the top 25 list I sent you like the other day. I was like,
yeah.
I don't agree with it, and that was like number 3 on the list. Ninja Scroll.
Yeah.
The Fist of the North Star
Ninja
wasn't up
Scroll.
there.
No, I do like Ninja Scroll though.
Fist of the North Star.
I like Fist of the North Star. It's very dumb though.
And
No, okay, Ninja Scroll is also dumb, but yeah. I'm telling you that list you sent me was built up like based on review feedback and commercial viability. Like it's a sum game.
yeah, but at the same time, Fist of the North Star.
It probably did nothing in the US at the time,
It's US market.
and it's also not it's also not one that people like outside of people who just really like anime. It's probably not one people talk about a lot.
But it's had so many spin-offs.
Have you picked up the Fist of the North Star boxing exercise game for Switch yet?
No. Is it just an arcade game?
DLC. I don't know. I think it's like a full release.
Because it is an arcade game.
I don't know.
And
But
it had
there's a DLC pack coming.
it had like 6 pads on it, and all you did was
I don't know.
punch someone, you go, and it's like I couldn't get past Heart. I think he always killed me in it.
Well, Fist of the North Star is not on this list, but Steins Gate is, and we did watch all of Steins Gate.
Yeah, all of it so far.
All. I have mixed feelings about Steins Gate.
Yeah, I understand because I watched the first season. First season was great. I would love it. I would maybe put that in S for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was pretty good. It was smart, even though it was dumb.
Yep.
Because it's smart dumb.
Yep. Yep.
And the twist at the end was kind of cool that he had to go and kill the person that he loves, or fake kill the person that he loves.
So that he'll find her dead.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it resets the world and nothing happens, and CERN's not an evil organization out to try and control time. And then
I will say that the show has one of my, I think, as far as like I do like a good emotionally impactful moment. And what was the girl from the future called?
Suzuha.
Her coming back and failing
Oh yeah.
is horrific. Like that is a proper gut punch, that whole sequence and episode.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like it's really, really good. Like some of the best stuff I've seen.
Yeah. Oh, she'll go back and she'll get the thing. We'll do it, and then they get a mess. The shopkeeper guy was like Suza's like mentor or something, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know why she asked for you guys, but here, this is for you, to give it to you guys." And it's just a message saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I failed. It's horrible. It's really horrible.
It's
like,
yeah,
she died alone, knowing that she'd failed. Like that series. Like I remember, like I know we try to watch episodes in like controlled bursts so that we don't like spoil too far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember getting to the episode where, what's her name? Tuturu.
Oh, Mayuri. Oh fuck.
Mayuri. Where Mayuri gets shot.
Yeah.
And being like, well, I know what I'm doing for the next 4 hours, and then just watched more for a really long time.
I see her die multiple times.
And again, like I think, like again, as emotionally impactful scenes go, like that constant loop and eventual acceptance of stuff like that. It was just really good. I think, like as far as characterizations and things go, it was really, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
The OVA was terrible.
It wasn't the best.
The movie is also not very good.
It was better than the OVA.
It was adequate,
I
but it was
think
not
it's an interesting
good.
take.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's what's her name's? She's looking for him because he's the one that's fading out in time now.
Christina
Yeah, Christina.
Kurusu.
So, yeah.
Kurisa. I think, like, because we talked about this, because obviously we decided after we got to the end of the first season
Mm-hmm.
and the movie and the OVA, and we were like, there's a whole other season there. We should probably watch it.
Yeah.
And it does what I think is incredibly clever, which is, of course, he makes the decision at the end of the first season to persevere and to force himself to have to go through what is very difficult to try and save everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, Steins Gate Zero, which is season 2, is the path where Mayuri is like, no, stop it. You've put yourself through enough. You don't have to do this. And that, like, to me was such a, it's like, so what we're doing here is we're just saying we've just decided to create another season whole cloth about the impacts of that one decision. I was like, that is bold and impressive, and I really appreciated it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really enjoyed the first few episodes where there was the concept of Christina's mind being downloaded into an AI.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, what are the implications of that? Like, where can we go with this? And the answer is nowhere as interesting as you wanted.
No, because it didn't go anywhere really. It was mainly he
No.
was in like deep depression, and it wasn't until did he end up going? He tried to do something, and then he goes somehow kept alive, and wakes up in the future.
Yeah, he ends up waking up in the future to affect change in the past, to set in motion what will eventually happen to transpire at the end of season 1, so that the correct decision is made and not the one that he has made.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was
And it like,
that was interesting
that's cool.
too. Yeah.
Like, I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I was very disappointed that the AI aspect of it didn't expand more, didn't become like it kind of, it seemed like it was going to be the thing. It's like, this is pivotal to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was more sort of, oh, also here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that. So I don't know. Like I say, if it was just the first season, I think that'd be S. Because of the second season was watch the second season and all the entirety of it all. I think I would put it down to an A.
I would have put the first season in an A, but I don't think it would be fair to put it down to a B. I think it's a high A, to be clear. Like, it's not it's not a case of I think it did anything particularly wrong. I think on average, though, you're right. I think an A seems fair.
Yeah. So out of the 52 episodes, I found the first 24
24, 25, plus the OVA.
Yeah, the first lot was the best storyline. Yeah.
I think there are some really good episodes in the second season.
I don't. Yeah,
as well.
There is,
but yeah,
you're right.
I
just didn't. didn't touch the same nerves. There isn't
Yeah.
isn't it's all him being mopey for I don't know 15 episodes.
Was him eventually remembering who he was though,
Yeah, it was him.
which was nice in the end up.
Yeah, he did get back to that point.
He's not just Okabe Rentaro. He's also Hohin Kiyoma.
Yeah. But there wasn't. I don't think there was that many hard hitting episodes like how we talked about Mayuri in the
No.
first season getting eliminated for countless times when he went back in time to try and save her every time and failed. And it wasn't the time when
Suzuha. Or Monica, the stuff with her as well.
yeah.
You know what? I think you're right. I think season 1 actually to itself is probably S rank.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot in that that's just really good stuff. Like excellently written, and the voice cast are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like Michael Tatum, the voice of Okabe, is great. He's just so good.
Yeah.
And who is it that does Mayuri? Is it Ashley Birch?
Possibly.
She does Tiny Tina and Aloy.
Maybe.
Yeah, but either way, like I think generally the English dubbing is fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good in it.
Did you ever play the games?
I played the first one.
Oh, did you actually play the first one? Yeah.
I have it on PS Vita. That's
Oh Jesus! How did you...
yeah.
Did you buy it ages ago or something?
Yeah, I only played it after I started playing it but got interrupted, and then never went back to it, and then played it after we
Watched it.
we watched it.
Because I believe you bought the rest of them as well.
I've got all of them now.
Yeah.
So at some point we're gonna have to play them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyway, what's the next one? Chainsaw Man.
Oh, Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man. So this is also just the first season of that.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a few things to like about him. Yeah.
I think the story itself is kind of simplified. I like the world they've created a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's inherently fascinating. There are some characters with motivations that are not 100% clear. There's some goals in mind here that are not clear. There's some emotional resonance in a few of the episodes as well. Like we see Power, her history.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna spoil obviously things here, but the what's her name?
Oh.
Dying.
Oh, yeah. Yuki?
I thought it began with an H, but I could be wrong.
No, it did. Yeah, it wasn't Yuki. Tababi?
But Himeno.
Himno. Yeah, she passing away to try and save. What's his name?
Denji.
No,
No?
she passed away to try and save.
Sorry.
Sword Boy.
Yeah.
In that big attack
Yep. Hang on.
by
Hang on.
by the sword demon, knife demon.
Anyway, yeah. He there's a lot of great scenes with him.
Yeah.
There are a lot of emotionally resonant scenes with him.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that whole fight sequence on the rooftop. where Himeno is killed is incredible. It's really strong. There are moments that really made me laugh, like the drinking in the bar and the throwing up and the eating too much food, or when Power and Denji are being trained by that guy and he just keeps killing them over and over and over.
Yeah.
They think they're so smart. I think the episode in the hotel where the apartment block where they're being kept,
Mm-hmm.
like in a cycle, in a loop,
Mm-hmm. Can't skip the floor.
is fantastic. Like there's some really amazing world building, good character development.
Yeah.
Is it Aki? Is the name of the guy, right? Isn't it?
Sounds like.
Hayakawa. Aki Hayakawa.
Yeah.
That is
The one that's looking for the gun devil.
yeah. There's a lot to like here. The animation is gorgeous. It sounds amazing. The voice acting again is spot on. The theme tune's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really tough one for me. Because this is, again, another one of these where it's not really normally my thing.
Yeah.
It's a little too... I don't know. How do I put this? It's a little too far away from normal. And I know that sounds weird because we're talking about time travel or the existence of, space cowboys or children in the internet. I think it's the kind of ridiculousness.
Should I just want to classify children in the internet as in actually in the internet and not on. We're not mispronouncing that.
Yeah.
We mean in.
No, in. Yeah, so Lane, basically.
Yeah. Lame. Oh.
But I really enjoyed Chainsaw Man, and I am very much looking forward to the new season.
See, the way you described it, it's like I don't know. Going by the rest of the animes we have, I suppose. I suppose Trigun is the only next one that's kind of out there from what you were describing as norm.
Yeah, Trigun is a little more, and it's even a little more contemporary than Chainsaw Man. Like, because there's a grounding to it. Chainsaw Man is like fundamentally ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
There was it,
but
I love it. That's the thing. Like, I have all of the books. Like I'm reading it actively as well. Like, so it has captured me in a way that no other one that has the same sort of outlandishness has.
Yeah, brought you into the insane world.
Yeah. And I think it does that through fantastic characterization, and like I say, it just looks incredible. They've done a gorgeous job of developing it as a show as well. So
yeah. So what do you think? A? B? C?
It's not an S.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nowhere below a B, so it's an A or a B. I'm just a bit struggling. What do you think?
I enjoyed it. I think, again, I wouldn't say it's something that I would watch as such in outlandishness. Well, I don't know. I like outlandishness. It's
just in tone. It's an odd tone for a show, I think, as well.
Yeah, but then I did kind of like a bit of Bleach.
Like
I was going away from those because it's.
I feel really dumb because I also like Naruto and I like Dragon Ball Z, which are both ridiculous. I think like I think what I'm meaning is that if you have something that's close to reality, like contemporary setting,
Mm-hmm.
and you apply oddness to it
Mm-hmm.
in the way that it does, it sits a bit funny with me.
It's I would think an A, man. It's it's decent enough. It has
Yeah,
it has its intrigue. I mean, maybe it's just because the season's short and it's only 13 episodes. Where normally
yeah.
these type of things, in my mind, would be 26. But that seems to be the way the world of shows are
I
going.
think they've got a sweet spot with it now, where they've realized that you don't need to do 26 episodes. You don't need to like draw it out like that, because we talked about like particularly actually Trigun is like you don't need to spread it out like that. It doesn't need to be like that. If you had refined that to a smaller, more qualitatively consistent show,
Uh,
amazing.
I feel it's just the way how people consume things now. To be honest, has
I think
driven that.
you're probably right, and but I think budgetary wise, it's also the same. I think what they do is they look at the quality of stuff that ranks highly with people,
What?
and they say how much did that cost per episode,
Yeah.
like to animate, to voice cast, to get it together. How much did that cost? And then they're like, right, well, what is our budget broadly across the season?
I
And they say, is that closer to 25 episodes,
see.
or is it closer to 12?
I would argue that it's not what's driven it. I think it's just driven the fact that there's digital media now and you can stream it, and you need
Why would you want less of it then?
to be. It's just the consumership. I think where you would
I
make
mean,
more.
maybe they want to be in and out.
Yeah, and
Um,
well, you see what TikTok's done to the world with it.
Totally. I think my
2 minute
argument is that
shorts.
qualitatively, though, it's much easier to be qualitatively consistent across a smaller number of episodes. It's easier to get budgetary consistency for like your animation budget, your voice acting budget, your writing budget, and making sure that things you're not like saying, well, the first episode's going to have this ridiculous budget, the last episode's going to have this ridiculous budget, and I guess we'll just work everything out, but in between we'll try and make it work.
Maybe.
I think it's a factor. I'm not saying it's the only reason, but I do think that like there's a thing where if the way the world works now, if your show has bad episodes in it, your viewership will fall off, and you might not get it back. But
I
if you can guarantee consistency of quality,
yeah.
you have a much better chance of keeping those people.
Maybe. I was still thinking though, as I I assume it's beforehand. I suppose it was limited of media because things are so easy to
Yeah.
attain now. Then
Yeah,
what you're saying would be required. What you need to do, but because beforehand it was like aired and might not be so many episodes, so it would be aired once a week, and they'd be like, okay, we'll make this for half a year, hence
yeah.
24, 26 episodes
Excuse me.
usually. But then
Yeah.
that created filler, which people realize
Yeah,
is
which
bad.
people don't like.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
yeah. Anyway,
I think A is good though. A
yeah.
is good.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
yeah. So Trigon. All right. So
I've got some strong opinions on Trigun.
yeah, that's a D then.
It's close. It's close. I was really happy when they announced that they were going to be doing more Trigun.
Yeah.
I was really worried about a week after that when I realized that what that might mean is they might make it bad. I was like, oh yeah, that is a really big concern.
Well,
And then I watched the the trailer for season 1, I was like, this is. I think they've done a thing here.
Yeah,
They've really done a thing.
yeah. I'm always. I don't know. I don't like the idea of rehashing out old stuff a lot.
Yep.
On the
I think that's fair.
and,
Like,
and they've done it a lot
particularly
now.
retreading old ground is not great.
Yeah.
Like, I think it shows, like, in some cases, a lack of originality or a lack of faith in a new idea.
Mm-hmm.
However, my understanding is that, like, sometimes it can be done effectively. I have seen it done effectively.
Mm-hmm.
I am of the opinion that Trigun Stampede, of course, it's a precursor to. It's not even a retelling. It's a precursor to the old show, in a way. Where I'm presuming if they do a season 2 of Trigun Stampede, then they will actually start to,
Well,
go over things.
no. I think they're already going over things. They've certainly introduced characters that were in the original.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. But what I'm saying is that we know that they're in Trigun Stampede they're members of the press. In Trigun, they are insurance adjusters following him around, and we know that one of them was one of the members of the press. So it's a precursor.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a precursor. I think it's just a retelling of the story because he gone and done things that is happening
Well,
in the original because they did Steamboat.
okay, so the retelling events that have happened, but they're not told in the original.
Yeah,
Like what?
the boat, and then the bandits jump on the boat.
Yeah.
They did that. They had the father and the robot son, didn't they? Yeah, he was in. He was in the one where Nice first appeared.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that the placement of the show is before the starting point of the original. They may be reutilizing characters in a different way, but they don't overlap in terms of time. They can't, or they could, but then it wouldn't make sense. Yeah,
I don't think it's. I think it's a completely. Unless they're selling it as that. I always thought.
no, I don't think they are. I just kind of took it as this is the kind of untold part, or more of the untold part of his history.
I think they're just filling out some bits. Like they're putting more story, shows knives and who he is and why they're doing it. It has certainly more of a flashback of their conflict and why they went separate ways. What he did to the plans of the ship coming down and stuff like that. I think it's a retelling of the story, man, rather than
Fair enough.
precursor. It's just what happens. It's started before time. It's good.
I mean, it can be both.
Yeah.
I was worried when they said that this was entirely computer generated. There was no hand drawn animation. I never once worried about that when I was looking at it in motion. It gave them the ability to do some truly amazing cinematography with the fight scenes and some of the just generally some of the scenes. The voice casting was superb. The music is absolutely excellent. I think the storytelling is some of the best I've seen. Yeah, I'd love this. I absolutely love it.
So B.
This is my push is for me. This is maybe the only S rank on this list.
S. It was good. It was enjoyable. I see it.
I
Uh,
I can get that it's maybe not an S rank for you, but I think there's for all of the same kind of reasons that like I loved the first season of Steins Gate.
mhm,
It has strong characterizations.
mhm.
It has like I actually feel that in Trigon there's not much of a lull. Like it just kind of goes from start to finish. There are episodes that are a little bit quieter that deviate a little bit, but they're not dull.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotional resonance. The like I say, the score is just incredible. I think they have done what I think is an incredibly difficult job of taking an absolutely iconic character and reimagining that as a contemporary design.
Oh, see, I believe Trigon didn't do too well in the East compared to the
No, I
West.
don't think it did. It was mostly just the West.
Yeah,
Um,
because we love guns
so I hope this one has done better.
in the East.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see more of this. Um, I think this is the one where I was like, I enjoyed the original from years ago.
Mhm.
Uh, I think it was fun. It's not the best show, but it has great characters, and it's good. It's a good show.
Uh,
This one was the last episode, like the episode where Knives just takes everyone out
mhm.
is wild.
Yeah, was
It,
yeah.
it's just insane.
Oh, isn't that
Uh,
like the second episode?
it's I think it's the second or third, yeah.
Yeah.
And he just tears through everyone, and the kind of cinematic of like him playing the piano and just I just think they do an incredible job of characterizing him
Mm.
in a way that they never did in the original. Like we spoke about that ad nauseum when we watched it. It was
Yeah.
just like there's a whole character here.
Yeah, yeah. It
You
wasn't
know?
just some guy stuck in a
Yeah.
cave that
Yeah.
is sent out as
Um,
bounty hunters. Yeah.
and and it's just I think as well as like the episodes around sort of Wolfwood and the Eye of Michael, the religion, and all of the the work that had been done on these people.
Yeah.
Like there's this kind of really intriguing subplot, which led to like some really good scenes as well. Like on the boat when the pirates take over, you have that assassin from the Eye of Michael,
Yeah.
and it's really really fascinating. And then which kind of leads into the very end, like that last episode is brilliant, like start to finish. It's just exhilarating. This is this huge fight, this kind of cataclysmic series of events, and the kind of reconciliation between the characters that they're brothers in name only,
Mhm.
and they'll never see eye to eye, and that one of them has to walk away from this
Mhm.
victorious. It's just really good. I think there's incredible imagery as well, and I think his character is just fantastically written. And like Roberto is a great character that I think they dispatch sadly, but I think it adds a lot
Yeah.
to the show.
It allows
That
allows Millie to come into it.
they don't misstep, in my opinion. I don't think they do anything wrong in the show.
No,
Everything feels like a good move.
yeah, it was kind of good. Yeah. Ah, sure. Okay. If you want to
Well, if I don't want to. If you want to put it down in an A, we can update. Definitely not further down, but I do think it is one of those shows that just delivered start to finish.
yeah.
And again, like I'm not one of those people that is super into space western, as we've seen. But I think it just works. It is a fascinating sci-fi plot. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just good. It's just good.
Yeah. Uh, I'll stick at A at the moment.
Yeah.
I know I can see it in this. You're right. It has. I don't have anything really bad to say about it.
I think that's probably like the baseline is that I can't pick fault in it. So really, it just comes down to your ability to enjoy what the story it's telling and the characters that are there. So it really is about what you take from it, rather than being like, it was disappointing here or disappointing there. Like I don't think it did that. It was more just, I don't really like the characters, or it's not that interesting to me. I didn't find that fun, or
I know it certainly had some bits. Uh, easier to say an A for me at the moment. I can't.
Okay.
I don't know, the only one that I wanted to put up was Steins Gate, but that's only for the first season, and the second season let me down.
Yep. Like it's sort of one of those things as well. As like Haruhi, I think suffers the same fate, where I think there's a lot to love about it.
Mm.
Um,
But there's still
like
things to
it,
bring it down, yeah.
yeah, there's just some, and again, it's not like, oh, that's dreadful. That's not the thing. It's just, it's like, it's just not as good.
I mean, had Endless
You know,
Eight.
like, well, the thing about the Endless Eight, and like,
The
yeah, we
concept.
talked about that a lot as well. The concept is incredible, and actually, the execution is not. That's what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
That was the execution. They had a budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they did with that is impressive. They told, yeah. I want to have to watch the same episode pretty much 8 times in a row to get minuscule details out of it.
Mm-hmm.
In practice, probably not.
No.
But in theory, I do think that's fascinating as a concept. So I think that's very cool.
Yeah. That's fine. So now we get into
Angelic Layer.
Angelic Layer.
I'm just gonna throw this right out there,
Mm-hmm.
straight out the gate.
Uh-huh.
C.
C?
Yep.
C. Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's Ghost Stories levels bad. I don't think that's fair.
Oh,
Um,
it's definitely not that.
I think that it can be quite trite in places and a bit off, but it's not as good as Lane. It's not as good as Cowboy Bebop. It's better than Ghost Stories. So to me, it just kind of exists on that level. I think it's a perfectly serviceable anime with like some good laughs, and like towards the end, the fight scenes get really good too. So
Yeah.
like there's stuff to it that I enjoyed, but it doesn't like break any higher than that for me.
Yeah. It's like I was saying when we do it. It's the fight scenes, and probably the progression of her as a fighter, like noob getting like toyed with, and then coming to a point where she's getting an understanding of like, oh right, yeah, I can do that. Oh right, I can do that. Oh right, I can do that. This I can do all this, and then kind of fight through it. It's also scripted for her to win, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and
Yeah.
it has that weird subplot of like, her mother's like the
God.
White Queen. That's not the subplot.
Yeah.
That is actually the plot.
No,
That's the
that
whole...
is the plot. It's just mostly ignored.
Funny thing is, it's partly, what is it set? Is it set in the same world as Chobits?
Okay.
Partly,
That's
and
weird.
another anime because it's the same anime group, but it's like that's the same
Oh,
world.
what are they called? Clamp?
Yeah, Clamp. Yeah. It's set in that world. Yeah. Yeah, see, I like it.
See,
I'll say it's
I,
C because you're right.
I,
It's not as good as Lane or Cowboy Bebop,
yeah,
but
I think I enjoyed it. It was fun, but am I going to rush out and watch it again? Probably not.
I never do.
Yeah, but
I
like,
have watched it
would I watch?
three
Yeah.
times at least in my
Oh yeah,
lifetime.
that's never. But like, I probably would watch. I will watch Lane again. I know I will, and I probably will at some point watch Cowboy Bebop again. So
Yeah, that'd be cool.
like, particularly when my son gets a bit older, like I think he'll love Cowboy Bebop. I think he'll think that's great.
Yeah,
Um, I was able to watch the first episode of Trigun Stampede with him,
yeah, good ones.
and then after that, not so much.
Oh,
It was like, oh, the first one was really good. It was really entertaining, and then it's like, oh my god, so much violence.
he is a gunslinger. He doesn't like violence, but like everyone else does in that
Yeah,
world.
Knives loves violence.
He loves to kill.
Uh,
I mean,
yeah.
okay.
Elfin lied.
Yeah, Elfin lied.
So
You
I always, I remember this more fondly than most.
because of
What I will say, because of the fight scenes, like I think like the concept itself is really interesting.
mm-hmm. Okay.
I think the fight scene, like I think when it is very serious
Mm-hmm.
in points, it can be excellent.
Yeah.
Like it can, like those fight scenes and things like that are genuinely really good. Like the scenes of seeing characters just completely overpower large groups. Like that first episode, that her escaping from the facility is absolutely iconic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's impressive, it's interesting, it's very unique
Yeah.
from the perspective of the story. Where it falls down is that there's pretty poor voice acting in a lot of it.
Oh.
Um,
Yes. Yes. The script is
uh,
terrible.
yeah, weird cousin relationships. A
Ah.
lot of just kind of filler crap.
Yeah.
Um,
What was
yeah.
filler? I think that one episode we had that bonus episode to watch.
Oh, that was really bad.
That was 100% filler, and there might be a reason why that was never an episode.
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
so, but yeah, I remember watching it, and I wasn't. It was like enjoyable to a degree, but it wasn't that impressive as an anime.
I think I'm in a similar place to Angelic Layer. It's not as good as Lane. It's not as good as Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
It's not as bad as Ghost Stories.
yeah, uh,
I it feels like a fair C tier anime where it's like, you know what? It's actually, you could watch it and have a good time with it. But there are parts of it that are more difficult to get through than others. It's very inconsistent in its quality.
yeah. And the fact it was short is probably a reason for
It
that.
helps.
Yeah, it helps now.
The other thing as well is that I actually like the music choices in it.
Yeah.
Like I like the music box, that theme running throughout. I think is was really good.
Yeah,
So
it's nice touch that was a music box. Yeah, but yeah, it got weird, and I don't just mean like
yeah,
it was a naked chick with like invisible arms killing things. It
yeah. No, it got weird.
just got weird.
There were like we talked about earlier on, or
Yeah,
in the last week or the week before actually, where we were talking about dog deaths.
yeah.
It's like that scene is striking. Like
Oh,
it
that
is, wow.
it is.
Um,
But there's a lot of scenes. There's a few scenes like that with striking, but it just didn't hit the same. I mean,
no.
I suppose at the same time we're stuck in with School Days, which has those kind of like scenes.
Which is about right.
Yeah.
It has those scenes of like genuine shock where there is a bit of sort of attachment. Like there's good character reason for that as well.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of stuff where you're just like, ugh. I think the thing with School Days is it's quite consistent generally. It just didn't feel good watching it.
It's not.
It hurt me.
It's not a feel
I don't
good
feel
anime.
nah,
It's not
not
definitely
feel good at all.
100% not a feel good anime.
But yeah, I think like, will I watch Elfen Lied again? Probably at some point. Like it, it's not the best. It's far from the worst. Um,
Yeah.
and it has some good ideas. I think.
The yeah, it's had some ideas.
I think we did talk about it at the time as well. Is that it seems rather odd sometimes where it chooses to spend its time as a story.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about, it's like, oh, it rushes through this part when it's like, I'd kind of like to know more about that.
Yeah,
And instead it's like, no, we're just going to bypass that. We don't talk about that. We just,
yeah.
oh, okay, fine. I guess
It's not a thing to talk about.
we'll go back to like having a bath together or something.
Yeah, because we need that more of that in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. C
Okay.
C seems good. So
C tier. Yeah.
so Paranoia Agent. We literally just finished this last week. No, not last week.
Week before.
No,
2 weeks ago.
yeah, this month. We just finished it this month.
Give me a gut. Give me your mark.
Give it the
What are
mark.
you thinking? Yep. Like,
Oh, to be honest,
it's not a D. It's not a D.
no, it's not D.
It's not an S.
Oh yeah, it's not an S.
And it's not an A.
Definitely not an A. Is it a B? Because it's a thinking anime.
Well, when we were talking about it as well, the thing about it is, it's one of the. I think we said this the last time. It is a rare occurrence where actually, it's more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
I don't like all of the episodes.
no.
Some of them are a bit dull or a bit disjointed in a way that I find difficult to parse,
Yeah.
or just a bit unenjoyable.
It's like was
And then
like pretty much after episode 7, it kind of like
Yep.
has a conclusion, and it might have been just good to end it there. And you didn't need to tell anything more. It's like, oh, actually, he is a psycho, and everyone loses the show. Hooray! End of the show. And then,
end of the show.
and then they tried to put out like a nice story about the suicide family, which I liked that episode. It was actually poignant.
It's exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
It is a really good episode.
It just doesn't feel like it should be part of the series.
Well, we talked about that as well, where it's like, one of the things we've consistently had is that all of our series revolve around a core story.
Mm-hmm.
And while Paranoia Agent revolves around a core story, there's a period of time where it becomes more of an anthology type show.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not talking about that true path in the middle anymore. Like we said, it talks about the ripples, it talks about the impact to the world, which is a bold move. I don't think it succeeds in all of its cases. But what it does do, interestingly, towards the end, is it provides significant context for what is happening.
Yeah. But could you just miss out like the 4 episodes in between?
Well, you could, but I think that's the thing is, so like you have episodes 1 to 7, which are very much a character-driven arc about a group of people who are all intertwined and impacted by Lil Slugger.
Yeah.
Now, they vary. Those are people who are nice. There are some people who are less nice. But they are all, in one way or another, affected by or directly impacted by Lil Slugger.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's not about the direct impact of Little Slugger. It is about his reach as a story.
Yeah.
It is about his reach as an entity. And we talked about the idea of like how Moromi and Lil Slugger are tulpas. They are physical manifestations of creatures brought into creation by Tsukiko's mind.
Yeah.
And they are made more powerful by other people believing in them or fearing in them. And with Lil Slugger, that I think that's what these episodes do, is it shows the breadth of the impact of that story, of that narrative, and how rumors get out of control, and how that out of control rumor mill actually provides him with more power and more danger, makes him more dangerous. So I think like there's there's purpose to that middle section.
Yeah.
If I look at it holistically. But did I enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the other part? No, I didn't. There were parts of it I liked, but it wasn't, as a whole, that good.
Yeah.
That bit.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was just thinking, because it turns into the big black blob, like, at the end of episode 12. And I was like,
Yeah.
that wouldn't make any sense. Why was it to suddenly turn into big black blob and go
Yeah.
and destroy the world?
You kind of need a little more than that. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated what they were trying to do. It doesn't necessarily mean I liked all of the episodes, but I think consistently we talked about it being like a 7 out of 10. I think it went higher in my case, like to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I think like
I'm pretty much still a 7.
Happy Family Planning, I think, was an incredibly strong episode. It was very heartfelt and very emotional in a way that the other episodes hadn't been. Although, again, I think there were some stronger episodes, like the one with the sex worker with her multiple personalities was incredible. The one about the father who had been recording his daughter and fleecing the mafia, like, these are intense and interesting stories, and they were told really well, and they were told through the lens of Lil Slugger is coming for people, and I think it wraps up in a way that, you know, I didn't like the last 2 episodes as much as I liked the first 7 again.
They were a bit chaotic, but then at the same time, the point of them were chaotic, I would say.
Yeah. And on top of that as well, is like kind of what you were supposed to get from that is that, you know, it how it reveals about that looping structure, how it reveals about the ability to sort of let go of your traumas and accept the reality of circumstance and things like that, and how that can free you as a person, but how it doesn't free us from the cycle of it happening again.
Yeah, because once again, I was hating at the end. Yeah, so I was thinking it'd be, because pretty consistently just kept it in a high 10 out of 10. Well, not 10 out of 10, but high.
I think it would be
rating out of 10.
It would be unfair, I think, to put it on the same level as what's in C right now.
Yeah. It's...
That being said, though, I do think that out of the things in B, I think it's the lesser of the things in B right now.
It is. But I don't think it's... I think it hit enough marks to be a B.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I think B is fair.
And there you go.
Okay. So, here's my thoughts here, Colin. I think, in the interest of this list, what we should do is move Steins Gate and Trigun to S.
Yeah. Steins Gate? Sure. I would.
Whether I think that the second season is as good as the first is a fair point. But if I'm taking it on good faith that it was a good idea, as a second season goes, if you as far as adventurous approaches to a second season goes,
Mm-hmm.
writing an entirely alternate timeline
Yeah.
to the end of season one, like, because you think season one ends and you're like, oh great, it's okay. It's like, but was it? No,
Oh.
no.
The
And I think, as you say, like, the movie does actually add some genuine interest too.
yeah.
The OVA aside,
LV is just like a bit of fan service.
yeah, the movie is good. It's fine. I think there's a lot to like about that second season too. It doesn't have the same emotional resonance. It does, though,
Oh.
have really strong characterization, though.
What about the OVA in season 2? Because there was one in that too, wasn't there?
What was that one?
Is that not like the Christmas special one or something?
Oh, yeah.
Where they cook the chocolate and stuff.
Yes. But that being said, I enjoyed my time with Steins Gate a lot.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right. Yeah, we'll move to Tess. I like I say, I thought definitely the first season was more enjoyable than the second, and I suppose second season is
Well,
yeah.
in isolation, right? Would you consider season 2 to be an A rank? And I think my answer might be actually yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably just being very critical of it by virtue of how different it is to the first season.
I don't feel it hit the same beats, but then that's like what you're saying there is because I've watched the first season. Watched it.
It also is trying to hit them a bit differently as well, because that's the kind of the point.
Yeah.
Is it's about the alternatives, and there's something to that, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, by that logic, I think Trigun is another a shoe-in for an S tier at that level. I think the other argument I'd probably make is for Harry. I think Chainsaw Man could definitely be S rank if it continues doing what it's doing.
It's still got a lot to tell, so
absolutely. Like, Haruhi's kind of done, and I'm okay with that. Like, I think that's a fantastic story.
Is it done?
Well,
you got the Yuki story to go.
The Yuki stuff, I think, is more is an alternate telling. So I don't know if it's canon.
Oh, so like it's like a whole different dimension thing.
I've got the episodes there. I'll need to watch them. But yeah,
maybe
that's something we should go to at some point. Maybe we could watch them.
Yeah, watch them. I think we've got something to watch in the first coming in the year.
Yeah.
So maybe we can watch that afterwards.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
But I think what we can agree is that Ghost Stories is definitely the worst because it's the only one in D.
Yeah.
We have a top 2 with Steins Gate and Trigun.
Mm-hmm.
Which of the 2 in A would you bring into that top 3?
Oh, what? An A to make it a top 3.
If we were making a top 3, not bringing something else into S rank, but if you were to make a top 3, what would the third one be? Would it be Chainsaw Man or would it be Haruhi?
Ghost Stories.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ghost Stories now. Haruhi.
Yeah, I'm the same. I told you this wouldn't be actually as difficult as you thought.
I know. Yeah, making a good argument.
Well, I think that's the thing is actually I don't think our tastes are that massively misaligned. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I think our tastes actually differ quite considerably, However, I think our understanding of what is quality at different levels is fairly on point.
Yeah, yeah. I still want you to watch Azumanga Daioh.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, that was our ranking. Do you want to save? You can save the picture, and then we can share it after the fact. You can download the image. So yeah, there you go. Did it download? Did it do it?
Yeah, sir.
Sweet.
Go back. You all saw that live on the show?
Yep. So yeah, that was really good. I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna do this again, but with our bonus episodes. That is gonna be wild. There's a lot to cover there.
There is actually a lot to cover there because I noticed
Yeah.
you didn't put the spectacular in this list.
No, I kind of count the spectacular as like a series of bonus episodes. So,
Or Magnetic Rose. Memories.
well, we'll probably count that as one.
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, we've got a lot of bonus episodes to go through. I think we might have more than actual
Seasons. Yeah, we do.
How
We do.
did that happen?
Well,
Spectacular.
we did the Pokemon episode, which was an extra bonus episode.
Oh,
We did the Spectacular, which broke down into 3.
you didn't put in Vampire in the Garden.
That was a bonus episode.
Oh god, that's a bonus episode. I've not actually watched that, so I can't rate that.
Maybe you should watch it before we.
Oh jeez.
It's on Netflix. It's only 2 hours.
Yeah, I'll see if I'll squeeze that in to my busy schedule of hunting for Christmas presents.
It's no busy if you no worry if you can't, because like it's fine. It's a good show, but
Yeah. Yes, that's the end of this Christmas special. Merry Christmas, everyone.
yeah.
Ho ho ho. Ho.
Oh, now I have a gun.
I'm a machine gun. Yippee-ki-yay! I hope you all will be watching Die Hard this Christmas.
Oh yeah, because it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. And I've just seen that Prometheus is technically a Christmas movie too.
Really?
Yeah, I think they got a scene where they're putting up a Christmas tree.
Oh man.
I think, or maybe that's just a meme. Just to say it was.
I unpopular opinion.
Uh-huh.
I really liked Prometheus.
What about Covenant?
I like that even more.
Oh, sweet. I haven't actually watched it yet. I bought it from my brother, but he's never watched it.
It's good. It's really good. I enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, my brother seems to enjoy them, so that's all good.
Cool. Well, we've done it.
Mhm.
We've gotten to the end of another episode.
Oh, question.
Question.
How do you rate that?
Oh, all of it? 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. I don't know, it's just, we generally ask how do you rate this
We do,
episode?
yeah. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Right.
I think it was definitely a good conversation.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, we will, as you know, this has been an episode of Who's That Anime, a podcast about anime. Today, about a lot of anime. And you can find us where all good podcasts can be found. Our home is at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. And yeah, if you want to leave a review, that would be super cool. We don't make any money or anything on this show, so getting the word out can be a bit difficult. If you like us, then leaving a review is a great way to show that you do. And if you have already done so or can't, then telling a friend if you do want to share the love, the Christmas season, the holiday season, please feel free to do so. We have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Who's That Anime, where we post the latest episode releases and the occasional anime meme. We have a Discord where you can find the link for that in the show notes. We are on YouTube, where Colin painstakingly puts together the video versions of these episodes. You can find those by going to youtube.com and searching for @Who's That Anime. You can also find the podcast episodes on YouTube now too, in a playlist there, since YouTube now does podcasts. So there you go. Colin and I occasionally play video games. You did hear us discuss the idea of playing some Steins Gate at a certain point there. Colin likes to do so at twitch.tv/couchfuel, and myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. And you can find archives of all the stuff from those streams at youtube.com by searching for at couchfuel or at hailpayman.
Yeah. You know what I was wanting to play? I was wanting to play the lane game.
Oh yeah, the PS1 one?
Yeah, there's someone's like, I believe, stuck it on has compiled it into a website.
Oh, we should do that.
A web version.
We should absolutely do that.
Yeah, so that might be a thing that we might do that one time in a future.
Yeah.
That may or may not happen because, you know, Steins Gate.
Depends on the reality.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
All right, I'm got me an oat cake with peppers in it.
It is 1 a.m.
Is it 1 a.m?
It's 1 a.m.
Oh man, it's school day too. School day.
Yeah, school days, man.
Oh Jesus. Good thing I'm working at home tomorrow. Anyway.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we'll see you all next week for the bonus episode tier list.
Yeah, next week. Have a good Christmas, folks, and we'll see you in the new year.
Just in time for New Year.
Just
in time for New Year.
Just in time for New Year.
31st. We're New Year's Eve episode.
Hogmanay.
Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Yep.
Hogmanay.
Yep. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, folks.
Yep. We'll catch you same amount of time, same amount of place, same anime tier list. Cheers. Bye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.